What's up, family? I just wanted to hop on here quick. It's the holidays. Merry Christmas to all of the family out there, the FBA family. Hope everyone is, spending it with their family or their significant others, around the love of the family, so on and so forth. I just decided to go do an impromptu live stream. I don't know how many people I'll get in here, because there's a whole bunch of things going on now in these streets, you know what I mean? These social media streets that need to be talked about, pertaining to FBA lineage, so on and so forth. There's a lot of things going on. We're going to be touching on a lot of issues and things like that, pertaining to the FBA collective. I'm talking about this hip hop thing, how people keep trying to, you know, um, steal our cultural art form that we created and take it as their own, so on and so forth. But the first thing I want to talk about is this uh, Governor Mike Parson out there in Missouri. He pardoned a cop by the name of Eric Del. I can't even pronounce the last name, Eric something. I don't even want to try to pronounce it. He pardoned this race soldier, who shot a brother in his own yard. Shot and killed his brother in his own yard, and he goes ahead and pardons the dude. You know what I mean? And this speaks to that racism, white supremacy thing, how we always talk about, and there being double standards in that so-called justice system between white people and black people, racialized standards. So he went ahead and pardoned this, race soldier who was a police officer, a disgraced police officer. He killed a brother. Now they try to come with the brother, might have been having an argument with his female, and he chased her. She was in the car. He was chasing behind her in the car, but chasing her or not, he still don't deserve to be gunned down in his own yard. And there was officers that seen him, allegedly seen him chasing this his girl down in the car. So if y'all seen him, why didn't y'all pull him over and cite him with some kind of traffic violations? They waited till he got home and caught him in his yard and then tried to gun him down in his yard. And they killed this brother. I believe the brother's name was uh Cameron Lamb. The brother's name was Cameron Lamb. They gunned him down in his yard, of his own residence out there in Missouri. And then this Governor Mike Parson had the nerve, you know, um, it's a good gesture, that he did this, but he just did it, because he went and did some slick, slimy, underhanded, behind the scenes griminess, and he went ahead and pardoned a sister, one of our sisters. She was a slave, she got convicted 160 years ago, rather, for killing her slave master. So they went ahead and pardoned our sister. They found it in they quote unquote good heart. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and pardon our sister. She shouldn't have never, been convicted of that. You know what I mean? I don't feel no sympathy at all. One less white supremacists we got in the world. She got them up out of there. She gave pushback and resistance to the oppressive system, and clean that white supremacist slave master on up. But they pardoned our sister. Out there in Missouri. But this Mike Parson never pardoned our brother Marcellus Williams. And he had the nerve to go pardon this cop, this disgraced race soldier. He pardoned him, and this race soldier killed a black man in his own yard who was unarmed, didn't pose no threat or nothing, and he goes ahead and pardons him, but then wouldn't pardon our brother Marcellus Williams out there, who was convicted of killing that white news reporter. And all the evidence stated and suggest that our brother couldn't have no way in hell did this, so they went ahead and unjustly executed our brother. So I don't respect this Mike Parson, and it's being, brought to my knowledge that Biden is pardoning a lot of people too, but he ain't pardoning the people who need to be pardoned, like our good brother Larry Hoover, Assata Shakur, and it's many, many more. Mumi Abu Jamal, they ain't pardoning none of, the black family, the FBA family, so he can miss me with that, he ain't pardoning the people who need to be pardoned, that can make a real impact if we have them back over here in America, especially to the foundational Black American community. They could really do some good. And, Larry Hoover will bring about some change in Chicago, but these people don't want to see no change. They're happy with the status quo. That's why they won't let him out, truth be told. But another thing I want to talk about is, they got a online grocery store family out there in Houston. It's called District Market. It's out of Houston, and it's a online black grocery store. And they do business all over the country. You know what I mean? They do business all over America. You can order offline. I'm gonna be buying from these people. They're called District Market in Houston. I'm gonna be, getting my grocery from them now that I know this. And they ship to no matter where you are throughout America. They even it said they ship nationwide as well. and they have both Black American and international products. So, this is a real big statement right here, and this is a big win for the foundational Black American family. Us having, a grocery store, online grocery store. I'm gonna support this. I'm gonna get behind it because we need more things like this where we, cater to the community, so we ain't gotta, take our money outside of the community, because a lot of these people don't got no respect for foundational Black Americans. Yeah, they'll take your money, but in all actuality, they don't respect you. And a lot of these people we do business with every day don't like us, as a people. But of course, they'll take our money. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that to the family's attention. So it's a Black-owned grocery store based out of Houston, an online grocery store, and it's called District Market out of Houston. So moving right along. What else did I want to cover? Yeah, did y'all see? Um, no, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Yeah, dodgeball was removed from the schools, family. Dodgeball. They saying dodgeball is too, aggressive and too violent to be played in school. So they removed dodgeball. And I just recently found this out. That's crazy. They removed dodgeball from the school. I remember growing up, we played dodgeball all day, every day, especially in gym class, getting that ball, winging it at people, trying to take people's heads off. It was fun in all actuality, though, because you could get back at them people that you really didn't like, and take that damn ball and toss it at them as hard as you can in all actuality. But yeah, they saying that they got rid of dodgeball because it was too violent, and they didn't want it up in the school, so they got rid of dodgeball. And I think this getting rid of dodgeball is speaking to the way society is trying to weaken people as a whole. You know what I mean? Because society don't make people the way they used to. Society just breeds people different. People ain't ready for no adversity because society is breeding people this way. People don't know how to talk to people. Guys don't even know how to talk to women of the opposite sex, don't even know how to spit no game to women, because everything now is done off of social media. Everybody behind these keyboards, you know what I mean? And people don't get a chance to really experience life. Nowadays, society is just coddling and pampering people. And I think it speaks to the cowardice now that we see as a whole going on in society. Which brings me to my next thing I wanted to talk about. Anyone seen that Guatemalan man up there in the New York subway set that white woman on fire? She was sleeping. He took a lighter and just lit this woman clothes on fire. She was standing up. You never know what people are doing in them kind of situations. But if it was me, I would have stopped, drop, and roll, to roll that fire out. I just remember that from school, them teaching us at a very young age. You ever get in a fire, caught in a fire, the first thing you should do is stop, drop, and roll. So that would have went off in my mind. But you never know what you will do in them kind of situations. So you don't know how people will react. And this guy, there was a video going around of him, sitting there, watching this woman be on fire. You know what I mean? And nobody did nothing. People around everywhere. Nobody got involved, tried to help this woman, so on and so forth. If it was me, I don't give a damn if the woman was wet, red, white, blue, yellow, green, whatever color she was. I would have knocked this dude out and stomped him out, because my mom ain't raised me to just sit around and, watch people get, done some kind of injustice, no matter what color they are. Yeah, I would have stomped him the hell out. That's why I say I think it speaks to the cowardness now that we see going on in society, where people just so quick to pull out a phone and try to get some footage of things, this, that, and the other. And this guy was, recorded himself after he had done this to the woman, and he was drunk. I seen a video of him, drunk, talking shit. But they got this guy because really, when Trump said that they emptying out these insane asylums and, mental institutions and people flooding this country, so on and so forth, Trump is really right. The Democrats done unleashed the floodgates over here to America. We don't know who we got walking around in these damn streets. That's why, in that aspect, I'm with Trump on getting out all this mass immigration, because you got all these people doing these crimes and stuff, especially in the foundational Black American community. And a lot of times these crimes that get dumped on our people. This is why delineation is so important, because we catch a lot of, just because they dark skin, they'll try to say they Black, and when you think of Black people, you think of foundational Black Americans. So we're the people that catch the brunt of this, but yeah, that woman just died a horrible death, you know what I mean? And at the hands of this damn tether, lit her on fire. She was asleep. So truth be told, she probably didn't even know what hit her, just woke up from her sleep, burning. I couldn't even imagine, and people just sat around and watched this. I would have knocked his damn head off his shoulder, then stomped him out, no matter what color that woman was, because that's just insane that people, it speaks to the cowardness of society that people will just pull out a phone and not offer some kind of help, pushback, or resistance, in that woman's favor. I don't like it, nor do I rock with it. And yeah, I just wanted to expose that, You know, they catching our people at a young age and people in general now in society and just making society punctified. You know, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't say this, you can't say that. And that's really breeding cowards in our society. You know, people that the phone puller outers, I call them, people that just watch some kind of injustice and oppression being done and, you know, turn the blind eye to or turn the other cheek on that. Oh, well, it ain't got nothing to do with me. It ain't, you know, me or mine, you know, but I ain't never in my life going to sit around and watch somebody, no matter what color they are, get lit on fire, this, that, or the other, you know. Especially I ain't watching no black people get foundational black Americans get no injustice and oppression done to them, you know, not on my watch. You know, I'm gonna have to get very proactive because I know me, you know, I ain't gonna be able to lay my head down on the pillow at night if I know I ain't getting proactive and do something to save somebody's life, especially a black person. But moving right along, what's the next thing I wanted to hit on? Got my little notes here, family, that I'll be writing myself, little topics and stuff I wanted to hit on and touch on. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this video up of this African woman, family, saying that we as foundational black Americans need her, and you know, we're the cause of what's going on with our people, you know, that we pollute our own community. She was just saying a bunch of nonsense that Africans, you know, we as foundational black Americans need African people, so on and so forth. And we're gonna walk through and talk about this thing how we normally do. Just a second, family. Fair use.
You must stop.
Fair use.
Africans don't come in this country hating you.
Here we go.
But Africans hating you must stop. Africans don't come in this country hating you. You fall from grace before the eyes of everybody. With your
We ain't never fall from grace. We the people that everybody strives to be like as foundational black Americans. So this woman could miss me with that, falling from grace. No, everybody just wants to come amongst us and steal our culture and everything that belongs to us. But let's continue.
You're attacking, you're insulting, you're bullying. How many Africans have come here and tried to embrace you and got burned? I have.
She's absolutely insane. Africans don't come to this country trying to embrace no foundational black Americans. If anything, Africans don't want nothing to do with foundational black Americans. These people stick in their own little groups and enclaves and don't so much as even look at a foundational black American. You know, they tell their kids and everything to stay away from us. We this, that, and the other. They look down upon our people. You know, we don't owe these people nothing, but let's continue.
I've been living in America for 20-something years. Married an Afro-American, started a company and employ some of you. 9 out of 10 of you that I employed came for me. You started.
She's saying people that she employed, FBA, she employed came for her. Truth be told, she was probably, you know, trying to do some, you know, stealing from our people, you know, and not paying them right, doing some kind of scamming or something. But let's continue.
Setting the code with bogus claim, seeking to destroy me. What is so good to like about a group of people? All they want to do is destroy one another.
No, that's y'all in Africa, ma'am. You know, we don't destroy one another as foundational black Americans. Sure, you might got some kind of, you know, some degenerates, but there's degenerates in every culture. You know, this ain't just foundational black Americans that got degenerates. White people got degenerates in their culture. And y'all certainly got them over there in Africa. Y'all get so tribal. Y'all kill one another over little tribal beefs, you know, so don't try to project your fails and misfortunes on us, you know, and we call our people out that are coons and sellouts and, you know, doing negatively upon the community. I know I call out even FBAs all day, every day. So she can miss me with that when people ain't, you know, doing stuff to build up our community. We call them out and put our people on blast. You know, it's y'all that don't put y'all people on blast, and then they come over here and undermine and hurt our people. But let's continue.
When are you going to grow up and take accountability for the things you do to your own community? We are not your enemies. Our people.
And I always said, everything that goes on in the foundational black American community, I could directly show you where systematic racism, white supremacy plays a hand. See, the problem ain't the foundational black American community. We got a lot of good brothers and sisters in the community that want to get on code, want to do good, want to help one another, and, you know, be there for one another. The problem is white supremacy. You know, and we got some degenerates just as much as African people got degenerates, and every people got degenerates in their culture. But, you know, miss me with we're our own people's worst enemy type stuff. This is what she's trying to project out there to the world, and she could miss me with that. See, these people always want to tell us how to, clean up our communities and clean up our house, and their house ain't even in order. You can't tell somebody how to clean up their house until your house is in order. But let's continue.
People taught us who you are. You came from us. You are our blood. And when
we came from them, we their blood. Nah, we didn't come from them. Some of our people came over from Africa, but many of our people were already here. You know what I mean? And everybody came from Africa, truth be told. Africa is everybody's place of origin, so she can miss me with that. And we had an ethnogenesis as foundational Black Americans. We're our own group of people, with our own culture, our own identity. So stop trying to, come with this Africanizing us. See, these people love to play that African game. Like, we're one big Negro. We all came, from Africa, so on and so forth, and they can miss me with that because we had our own ethnogenesis here in America, and we're foundational Black Americans. Everything that's good in America is that way because foundational Black Americans made it that way. We're the group of people that everyone on this planet wants to strive to try to be like. It's still our culture. And then they so much claim we don't got no culture, but they're still in our culture. So now we lock down the culture and, and said what the culture is, and, and we're gatekeeping everything that was created by foundational Black American hands. This is why people want to cry and, throw a temper tantrum and cry foul like women, so on and so forth. But let's continue.
Around, we try to treat you as such just for you to spit and slap on our faces. So what? We won't do that in 2024. What you need to understand is that we are one. We
ain't one, people. Y'all people want to scream that oneness stuff, but y'all be the first people to sell us up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. So now we ain't one, people. We just taking care of foundational Black American businesses and looking out for the lineage first and foremost, and if people want to cry foul or whatever, that's on them. But we looking out for foundational Black Americans first.
That's more than we need you. That's what you need.
She said, we need Africans more than they need us. And this is totally a lie. You're only over here in America because we made the lane. This woman's over here because foundational Black Americans made a lane for people to flee to, so we don't need y'all, cause y'all need us because we made the lane. If y'all, we need y'all so much, this is ludicrous. Y'all should have stayed in your own land talking about we needed y'all. Y'all over here in the land FBA's built, our ancestral homeland, and want to talk all this nonsense and BS. We don't need y'all, so y'all need us because we made the lane for y'all to flee to. But let's continue.
You need to understand. You need to nurture the connection you have to the homeland.
The homeland, that ain't our homeland. Our homeland is right here on this American soil, and that's why everybody want to cry and play foul now, because we've acknowledged what our culture is, and we know that we ain't got to go back to Africa now to pull on no greatness. We got greatness here on American soil, and we locking down everything that was created from FBA hands. And this is why they mad. See, they wasn't mad when we was calling ourselves African Americans, this, that, and the third, trying to go back to Africa because ain't no power in that. When we've acknowledged the power off the land, accepting this American land as ours, and knowing that, we ain't some generic Africans. This is why everybody want to cry and throw a hissy fit and a temper tantrum. But let's continue. Hold on, family.
That's what you need to understand. But we won't force ourselves in your spaces if you don't want us. But one thing
we don't want y'all in our spaces. Trust and believe, because when y'all come amongst us in our spaces, this is where the undermining and things be done. We look around and we wonder why things ain't getting done. It's because y'all in our spaces. We getting much more done now than when we had these non-FBA people in our spaces, because we look around and wonder why the building ain't getting done, and they sabotaging it the whole time.
Will not tolerate anymore is your bullying in social media. We have to warn our children to stay away from you.
There you go. They warn their children to stay away from us. And this is something we don't do as foundational Black Americans. Warn our children or our little ones to stay away from anybody. White, red, black, yellow. We might tell them about the white supremacists, but we don't even tell them to stay away from white people. We just put them D on white supremacy. Look out for this, look out for that. But these people, tell their kids not to stay away from us because they got negative concepts of foundational Black Americans that come through a white supremacist lens. But let's continue.
Many of you are too destructive. Many of you are too envious,
envious,
seek to destroy us. Of course, you normalize such behavior.
Yeah, this woman has been smoking. I don't know what she been smoking, but she definitely been smoking something, been hitting that pipe.
You cover it up, but and yet you go around crying. Nobody likes me. You cause it. You bring it upon yourself.
We don't cry. We don't give a damn who like us or who don't like us, but they got to accept us because they can't do nothing to check us. And let's continue.
Black people, America, are their own people's oppressor.
Hell no, this woman been smoking.
Period.
The white supremacist is the oppressor, but we working to knock that down every day, all day. Unlike their people, a lot of African people and black people that come from these other nations, they don't work to fight no white supremacy. They just happy to be in America and be out of them homeland that are in shambles, if you ask me. So they don't work to fight no damn white supremacy. It's us as FBAs that stand up to this oppressive white supremacist system, and never back down, never ran, fled. We ain't had nowhere to flee to. But let's continue. What else did I want to talk about, family? But that lady got a lot of nerve, talking about we need them, that we're our own biggest enemy. We need them more than they need us. She can miss me with all of that because she in the land that our ancestors built, saying that we need them. This is totally couldn't be further from the truth if you ask me. But what else did I want to talk about? Yeah, family, which brings me to this point. I think it's funny that everyone wants to, show their patriotism. People from these other nations, when they come over here to America, you'll see people flying Ghanaian flags, Haitian flags, Puerto Rican flags, Brazilian flags, Dominican flags. They show their patriotism over here in America. And if they had, so much patriotism in them, why don't they practice their patriotism in their homeland? Because if they practice the patriotism that they got over here in America in their homeland wouldn't be in shambles. You know what I mean? And then these kinds of cats, these kinds of people come over here and want to speak bad upon America, when everything that's good about America is good because we as foundational Black Americans work to make it so. They want to, talk about cry foul, what's going on in America, and America on their worst day ain't as bad as some of these people's homelands that they fled from. And America got her problems, truth be told, of course, but America's biggest problem is racism, white supremacy. We can't take our eyes off that ball, you know what I mean? Because America, is great. This is why all these people want to flee, and then they want to try to, sell us on going back to Africa or some other places when everything in America is great because FBA's work to make it so. And if these people practice the patriotism that they so much claim to have, flying these flags here, there, and everywhere, because I see them everywhere. But, these people, if they practice their patriotism in their homeland will be lifted up and they will be restored. But they ain't got no damn patriotism. They just want to come over here and piggyback off of our hard work and success. But you can't sit here and act like we all together, brothers and sisters, have a lot of work to do amongst ourselves. We got a lot of work to do. I'm not Mike Womack, and I don't even know if you FBA, my brother, but yeah, we got a lot of work to do, as foundational Black Americans, but we doing it, we doing it now. We codifying, we coming together. All I do is, put out videos, and I know there's several brothers on this internet that put out videos, we getting on code and, lifting up our lineage, you know what I mean? And striving to attain for greatness. You know what I mean? This is why everybody want to cry foul on FBAs right now, because they see the power in this codification of us getting on code with one another, seeking to do business, So yeah, we ain't that bad off, as FBAs. We coming together, we doing what we need to do, we taking care of business, and we not worrying about other people's issues, because truth be told, we clearing up our own house first, you know what I mean? So we ain't got time to take our eyes off of our own in-house issues to put them on other people, but we getting stuff done. We got problems, but we ain't got no more problems than everyone else got. A lot of people got more problems than us, but want to try to sit here and make it like we're the problem. Damn that. And anybody that says otherwise can miss me with that. A lot of people got more problems than foundational Black Americans, but they want to sit up and point the finger to foundational Black Americans being the only problem in America. Nah, foundational Black Americans, back in the 60s, we were in the 70s, we were the epitome of what it was to be an American. Nobody has no more American love for their country and, being a staple of what it is to be a real American other than foundational Black Americans. We the only real true Americans, the only people that really practice what we preach, and the only people that fought not just for ourselves to have, civil rights and, rights, but other people ain't worried about, fighting for civil rights and the needs of other people. They want to get their little bag or whatever they can get, and, they good. They don't give a damn about no other people. But that was some of our problem too, because we fought for everybody to have a lane, and we should have just been consolidating our power and totally worrying about foundational Black Americans in hindsight, because a lot of the stuff our ancestors did, a lot of these people don't give no dams and no buts about it. They don't care about it. What our ancestors did, striving for civil rights of everybody, pushing forward, pushing the, pushing to have rights of everybody, not just for ourselves. Because we could have been selfish and said, nah, we ain't fighting for nobody to get over here. We just worried about us getting our leg up, you know what I mean? And get what we got to get for foundational Black Americans. But yeah, moving right along. What else do I want to touch on? Yeah, getting to these FBA politics, these real hardcore FBA politics that I wanted to touch on. I recently seen a video from Cuban Link where he's talking about FBAs and talking about the creation of hip hop, so on and so forth. But he kind of said, that he would give, Puerto Ricans and Latinos more credit in, breakdance and so on and so forth. He didn't really say too much about the MCing. I think he left that alone right there because, he knows that, he ain't got an argument in that. But, I think when it came to breakdance, he was saying he would give him more credit in that, when everything pertaining to hip hop, foundational Black Americans created. I ain't giving them nothing. You know what I mean? These people just want to piggyback and steal our culture to say we ain't got no culture and use our culture for themselves. And that's really a cultureless people. People want to talk about people not having no culture, people that got to steal someone else's culture and try to make it theirs. That's a cultureless people. But I got the audio and the video of what Cuban Link was saying. And some things I agree with Cuban Link on, but some things I don't agree with Cuban Link on. But Cuban Link is getting the message because he checked himself. He used the word nigga. I don't feel no Latino should be using the word nigga. I don't feel we should now as Black people, foundational Black Americans. But if we're going to use it, I don't use it. But if we're going to use it, let's use it amongst ourselves and stop giving other people that ain't other lineage, ain't other culture a pass to do so. But he checked himself, but then he still, went on to use it. So, he can miss me with that. But I don't believe Latinos got a pass to, use the word nigga. But hold on, let me pull this video up, family, of what Cuban Link was saying. Just a second. Some things, like I said, I agree with him on, and others I don't. Just a second. Phone is slow. Here we go. Just a second. I had to turn it down because I don't want to get copyrighted for this commercial.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Cuban Link.
This is Cuban Link. Fair use, fair use.
Here to address the issues with the Fat Joe situation. Him disrespecting the FBA. Very disrespectful dude. I already told y'all that. But and the question about who invented hip hop, the creators.
Listen what he says.
That Joe finds himself in this situation because maybe now he can reflect on his own business dealings, on how he treated like the Terror Squad, the actual artists inside the Terror Squad, like Big Pun, my brother. You know what I'm saying? When Big Pun was actually the main factor of why Terror Squad became known like that, respected like that lyrically, on the music side. And that's where it starts, guys, in the music, the talent. And I know y'all all respect Big Pun because he earned it, because he was one of the lyrical geniuses you ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Out here doing anything in this game of hip-hop. So he was definitely a hip-hop treasure to all. And I bring it back to the business side with Joe, because you see how they don't want to give him credit, right? So about Latinos having a part of the creation of hip-hop, like the creation part, right? Foundational Black Americans are saying that, hip-hop was invented by Black people, which is cool with me, man.
hip hop, along with all the aspects of it, was I ain't giving them breakdance or graffiti, none of that, along with the MC and every other thing that went into making hip hop was solely a foundational Black American creation. These other people were Johnny come laters, and ain't nothing wrong with that. We ain't saying that they don't have a place in hip hop, but they for sure as hell ain't got no place at the building of it, the foundation of when it was being created. But let's continue.
I think that too. Other fields of hip hop though,
Here we
as far
go.
as like the breakdancing, the graffiti, the fashion, things like that, I feel that, what I'm saying, we could get a little bit generous with it and give some props.
We can't get generous with it and give no props where props was due, because the fashion, the way we was accessorizing the wardrobes and everything that, the breakdance and the graffiti, whatever you want to say, none of that came from Puerto Rican hands, Latino hands, Jamaican hands, or none of the above. This is solely foundational Black American creation. We don't go to Jamaica and say that we have some claim in Jamaican music. We don't go to say we got some claim in salsa music. Everybody want to claim our stuff and lock it down. They were influenced by us. They got the way they wore their clothes from us, Latinos, Jamaicans, and all of them. You know what I mean? And Busta Rhymes and others want to say we ain't got no culture, when Busta Rhymes is copycatting off of our culture, wearing his stuff the way we wear it. You know what I mean? And Busta Rhymes even didn't really tell people he was Jamaican when he was coming out with them songs, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See, back in the 90s. Nobody knew Busta Rhymes was Jamaican. They all thought he was FBA, but now we getting a lot of, cleaning the house done. We want to know where people from, because people for the longest have been coming, claiming our stuff and trying to say it's theirs, and them days is over.
Generous with it and give some props where props is due, to be fair, you know what I'm saying? Because
yeah, they have no claim in anything regarding hip hop. They was Johnny come laters, but as far as the creation, they have no claims to anything that we created with the hip hop thing. Even the fashion, none of that. None of that goes to them. I can't give them anything. You know what I mean? I won't give them an inch, because when you give them an inch, these people will try to crowbar their way into it, as like they was trying to do with hip hop until we, locked it down. It's only a foundational Black American creation. Y'all was there, afterwards, but we already had it moving and shaking once y'all came, and y'all just, want to crowbar yourselves into FBA affairs so much, you know what I mean? And if we give these people an inch, they'll take a mile from us. But I want to move on to some of the other things he said in this particular video. But he tried to make it seem as if, we could give more credit to them on the fashion, the breakdance and graffiti, so on and so forth. And I ain't giving them nothing. You know what I mean? They Johnny come laters, and ain't nothing wrong with that, but they for sure as hell wasn't there in the creation of any of it. But let's continue.
He showed that Caucasus from, Caucasus Mountains, that ogre that came out that
cave. Hold on.
Let
me run that. That's what I wanted.
Lo africano-americano.
He about to get into a family, fair use.
Que ahora están poniendo a la misma gente como nosotras.
I don't know what he talking, but he talking something to his people.
Por cosas que no debe decir.
But he about to get into what I want to hear on.
Está haciendo eso Naval porque sí, está peleando por algo, pero no te interesa la gente de los fanáticos de hip hop. De verdad.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kurt. They can't get a damn thing. You give them an inch, they take a mile. They want the whole thing. He was trying to say he would give them a little bit more as far as the, the clothing, the graffiti, the breakdance, and I won't give them an inch. They weren't there. They just weren't there at the foundation or the creation of it.
I'm saying it in Spanish so my Spanish people can understand. And I'm also saying in English that fat dude, bastard, disgusting, pig, beluga.
But like I said, I agree with some of what he about to touch on here. I wanted the family to hear it. What he about to say here about Fat Joe, I'm in alignment. I'm in agreement with him.
Well, pale. Now he showed who he is. He showed that Caucasus from, Caucasus Mountains, that ogre that came out that cave. He's showing that from his, his fluorescent skin. Show what that is, right?
Because he about to expose that Fat Joe more in alignment with, white people. He classified himself as white. And, a lot of these Latinos do that same thing. They classify on documents as being white.
See, y'all can see that now. I've been seeing that. I've been trying to tell you that. I never took it as personal. I took it as a grand scheme of things, the way he was heading at. Him going through the politics and him trying to have the say-so of the Latino people, of the Spanish people, that have his back because he's Spanish and he feeding them the guys and all of that. But yeah, Latinos Unidos, he doesn't care about that. But he cares about that dollar. He'll sell his mama out for $1. I told y'all that.
I believe that part, that Joe will sell his mom out for $1. I believe him on that part.
Dirty. My brother is Puerto Rican. My brother was the real heir to the throne that stood there, and he got y'all respect because of the talent God gave him. He earned it. And my brother didn't just stop there. He shared, he wrote the nigga rhymes. He gave the nigga mad opportunities and gave him the captain of the ship title and let him. My brother was way smarter than that nigga. But he played his position. He played his position and stood a loyal one. Just like I did. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen what was going on. And when I was just, arguing with the fat nigga, that's when Joe...
he said he was trying to stop using that word nigga. He keep on trying to slip it in. Yeah, family, we got to start giving pushback when these Latinos use that word nigga. I don't think we should be using it, but if we going to use, I don't use it. But if we're going to use it, use that amongst the FBA family if you got to use it, or other black people. But stop letting these outsiders like Latinos use that word nigga, because what this says is that other people got a pass to use it. And before you know it, I see it all the time. White people even on this internet using that nigga word. And they better never use that in front of me, because, I'm gonna address it quick, fast, and in a hurry. I'm going to get very proactive. But let's continue. I digress.
He told me to slow down, even though he agreed with me, but he told me to slow down, whatever. Wait till we get in position. That's what it was. And my brother never got a chance to really get in position where, he could show you how, who he really was. How smart and genius he was really was. So all he is a parasite, a host, a user. Take our talent, take my brother's talent, take my talent, and to this day, y'all can see his receipts on this. When he's taking credit for the Senorita record or the hook for the Senorita record in front of Jadakiss, which is disgusting. You've seen it, it's proof. Only reason I'm saying this because it's proof now. Trying to act like nobody hear him, nobody see him, and he's up in the top levels, spreading all of this like he invented this, he invented that. He did nothing. He's doing the old back in the day white man shit that he takes credit for our people's inventions.
He said our people, he slipped that in there. Ain't no our, he's taking credit for foundational Black American inventions, and we ain't letting that slide. You know what I mean? And I agree with some of the stuff he said. Like he said, now you about to get into Joe, trying to steal, but he tried to slip that in there, our creation, where, where are you included with us?
Just seeing on a thing on I forgot, somebody had the thing where they pulled up his registration file for something, and he was showing white male. He registers himself as a white person.
See, that's what I was trying to tell y'all. A lot of these Latinos register themselves, they see themselves as white. And this is the point that I wanted to bring up. This is what I agree with him on, that Fat Joe registers himself as white people.
He's not even Boricua. He's not even Cuban, which he really is. He's half Cuban, half Boricua. And now he just...
Cuban Link said he ain't even Boricua because, he aligning with white people, you know what I mean? And a lot of these Latinos classify themselves as white, to get little perks set aside and tangibles.
To go to white male. Like I told you, this is what he wants to do in the political field. That's how he registered and got, the budget for Kamala and got with the politics things.
He on the Democrat side. Fat Joe is a Democratic shill. This is why he's attacking us, foundational Black Americans, as well, because they try to make it like, we were pro-Trump. We weren't pro-Trump, but the game plan was to crash Kamala Harris out, because Kamala Harris, for the longest, these Democrats thought that they could come amongst us, and, we were supposed to vote for them and just stay on that plantation without getting absolutely nothing. The Democrats owe us them reparations, and we go and get them. But, Fat Joe is a Democratic shield. This is why he's working so hard, getting out here and spewing this anti-FBA hate. And Cuban Link just exposed it because he got a budget from Kamala.
Fake it to make it. That's what he does. He's a parasite. He jumps up on a host and sucks them dry until he can't no more. Then he throws them away. And the sad thing is that the hosts that really usually invite them in and take them in is to help them. Because he comes
that's enough of that. But I agree with him being Fat Joe is a parasite who leeches, and he leached off of rather foundational Black Americans way too long. And I don't think we should support him. He still didn't get out here and offer up an apology. And if he does apologize, we shouldn't accept it because, he don't rock with us. He got a lot of hate and animosity towards foundational Black Americans, and Fat Joe ain't like us, so he aligns with white people, and he got a budget from Kamala Harris, which suggests in all actuality that he's a Democratic shill. FBA all the way. This dude don't understand. PRs were participants, not creators of hip hop. Yes, absolutely. They were participators. They weren't no creators. FBA all the way. Yeah, we ain't saying that they didn't participate in it, but we said, you know, we know what we said and they know what we saying. But the name of the game is to try to make it like they don't know what we saying, you know, so they can make us look like some kind of, you know, group or organization, some kind of hate group, when FBA is a lineage. Everybody knows good and well, including Fat Joe, because, you know, even what's his name? Paul Wall. He was up there at the Breakfast Club. He even knew what FBA was. It's a lineage, you know. He used it in the right context. And if a white man knows Paul Wall, these other dudes know good and damn well what foundational Black Americans is and what we're speaking about. Now let's move on to this Caribbean tether, Jamaican tether, Busta Rhymes. I want to talk about him because I think a new video surfaced where, you know, he's saying that Latinos and Caribbeans, West Indians, you know, created the culture in America, you know, and this is a slap in the face to us foundational Black Americans, because we are the culture that drives America. America got culture, and it's FBA culture, you know, because this is our land, you know, so we influence the culture that goes on in America. So he can miss me with that. Just a second, family. Let me pull this cat Busta Rhymes up. Busta Rhymes always running his mouth too, like a disgruntled female. These people kill me. We ain't so much got culture. Everything they do is like us foundational Black Americans. But here's this tether Busta Rhymes. Fair use.
Always see Latino and Black, and I think we just so a part of each other's cultural significance. Not only is
Latino and Black ain't a part of each other's cultural differences. I know, like, y'all might be over in Jamaica, but us foundational Black Americans, these Latino cats, and, you know, even cats from the Caribbean, they don't, for the most part, even rock with foundational Black Americans. None of these other groups do. Even these Black immigrants that look like us, you know, they come over here and they stick with their own group of people. They so much don't even look at a foundational Black American. So he can miss me with that. He speaks for himself there.
people, but even here in the United States, we're multicultural because the U.S. ain't got no culture.
Hold on. He said the U.S. ain't got no culture. I'm going to come back to that. Lawrence said exactly 100. I was recording engineering for the song Knocking Boots by Candyman. Johnny J was the producer. He was also Hispanic. Yeah, Johnny J was a good producer though too. The participation statement. Yeah, they only participated. We can't give them when we, you know, when we wasn't checking this thing, these people were coming and trying to say, you know, kick us out of it and lay claim to it all for themselves. But let me rewind this, what he said right here, because he said something key, Busta Rhymes.
Not only as tropical people, but even here in the United States, we're the multicultural because the U.S. ain't got no culture.
Multicultural my ass, and the U.S. does got culture, and that culture is foundational Black Americans. We made it so. You know, everyone that comes over to America wants to try to steal our culture, the culture that we birthed over here in America. You know, so America does got culture, and that culture is foundational Black Americans. So I can't let Busta Rhymes have this talking about some America don't got no culture. You know what I mean? He's over here, you know, dressed head to toe, looking like an FBA. And, you know, in the early parts of Busta Rhymes' career, when he was talking about put your hands where my eyes can see, he wasn't telling people that he was Jamaican. You know what I mean? He was just going along with people accepting him as FBA. You know what I mean? Now he's coming out after he done made a bag off the FBA community and saying what it is. This is why it's important that we lock down, you know, and keep score as foundational Black Americans, you know, of our achievements, you know, and keep them for ourselves and stop letting all these people to the cookout, because these people come to the cookout and then before you know it, they'll say that they threw the cookout all together, all for themselves.
They shit is all our shit. A bunch of our shit is what makes the U.S.
A bunch of your shit, where is what makes the U.S.? Y'all ain't really got no culture. I'm not trying to denigrate. Y'all ain't got no culture. You know, y'all come over here and y'all flock up to our culture, you know, as foundational Black Americans. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
Whatever you want to call it, we still don't know what that culture is for the U.S., but it's a mix-up of all of our cultures in the urban community.
Hell no.
You know, the Latino and the West Indian has the greatest influence.
He said the Latino and the West Indian have the greatest culture in the urban community. Get the hell out of here, Busta Rhymes. You've been hitting that pipe. You know, us as foundational Black Americans, we're the culture and the driving force that moves America forward. You know, we influence the way people dress in the urban community. And y'all try to come and wear your stuff the way we do. When we was wearing our clothing, setting out fashion statements, coming with the cross colors, even in the early 90s, we was the one wearing that Carl Kanai cross colors and all these other brands, and then Feline, and people come and then, try to steal the way we was wearing it and rocking it. I remember as a kid, we made that, statement with brother LL Cool J, rolling the one pants leg up. Then Latinos and Caribbeans and everyone else tried to jump on board with rolling that one pants leg up. We influence everything. We the driving force behind America. And now we calling out everything and keeping track of our points. We being the scorekeepers now. And this is why people are mad. But let's continue.
And we've always had, and we'll always will. And it's just been that way. So I've actually been influenced by the Latino community, which allows me to feel that much more comfortable.
You might have been influenced by the Latino community, but you speak for yourself, Busta Rhymes, because we sure as hell ain't influenced by any other people but foundational Black Americans. We were influenced by James Brown, along with all the other funk groups, you know what I mean? Earth, Wind, and Fire, foundational Black Americans, our brother Roger Troutman, we was influenced by them, they was moving the culture forward. You might be influenced, but Jamaicans, but we certainly ain't. He speaks for himself on this, you know what I mean? Sitting up there telling lies.
Putting my West Indian influence in my music, because they made me feel that much more proud to be like, yeah, my Lisa Jamaican, and I say it, but I'm just saying.
And he wasn't putting that so-called West Indian music in his music in the 90s. He was coming along cosplaying like he was a foundational Black American. That's how he got accepted and was able to make the money that he made.
A lot of the times, it ain't until you're made to feel comfortable giving it to the people.
Yeah, he's spewing a whole bunch of lies. I don't respect Busta Rhymes because Busta Rhymes ain't nothing but a liar. He talked about foundational Black Americans ain't got no culture, and he hijacked our whole swag as foundational Black Americans. And everything that's great in America, from the food to the music, for the most part, we as FBAs created. You know what I mean? Y'all didn't contribute for the most part, a damn thing to over here in America, and if y'all so great and this and that, why didn't y'all do it in your homeland? Y'all come up over here, want to fly your flags. And I said this earlier on in the video, they want to fly flags and claim that they this, that, and the other, when if they was flying their homeland flags, Jamaican flags, so on and so forth, Dominican flags, Puerto Rican flags, if they would do that over where they from, their homeland wouldn't be in shambles. Everything that's great in America is great because we're over here. You could take us foundational Black Americans and put us on any part of the globe, and we'll build that economy up. We'll be moving and shaking, and we'll add value to that land, because we get stuff done. When we fight for injustices and oppression, we see it as a barrier that got to be knocked down. These other groups of people just ain't doing that. So Busta Rhymes can miss me with that nonsense of rhetoric he was talking. But moving right along, what do I want to touch on? There's no Jamaican influences in the music. You're absolutely right, my brother Kurt. It ain't no Jamaican influences in it. We don't go to other people's lands, over to Jamaica, parts of the Caribbean, and try to lay claim to a damn thing because we know it ain't ours. But these people come over here and want to try to, we be like the people that, that a good hostess welcoming people into our home, and before you know it, they try to kick us out our own damn home, that's paid for and bought for. We offer them some hors d'oeuvres and be cater to them to a certain degree and look out for them, try to put them on and lift them up. Then they say they built the home and try to kick us out of our own damn shit, and them days is over. And this is why a lot of people are mad and disgruntled now, because we calling things out and we ain't letting everything fly. As we for a lot of times in the past, we just overlooked things and we weren't really addressing things, on that going along to get along. But them days is over. The energy is different. The vibe is different. Foundational Black Americans are gatekeeping the culture, and we keep the score. Call us the scorekeepers. They could call us the scorekeepers, truth be told. But moving right along, let me see what else I wanted to touch on. Okay. I wanted to touch on this right here. Why is foundational Black American lineage so much under attack, family? Someone, put this in my comment section, and it sparked some kind of, a light bulb went off in my mind, and I'll answer that, why, I even answered it in the comment section. Why we're so much under attack now is that we're gatekeeping. We've locked down the lineage, the culture, and other people can't wiggle and finesse to try to find a way into our affairs no more. We said what it was. We locked down the land. And now, notice, when we were just claiming to be African American, that game they ran on us, which we aren't African American, people coming over from the diaspora are. But when we were going along to get along and saying we were African American, nobody had no pushback and resistance to it, because the power didn't come from that. The power came from us acknowledging the land and us taking credit for what we built over here on American soil, for our American contributions we made to the world, and us taking claim and knowing that we ain't some generic second-class Africans, that we come from American soil. And some of our people did come over from on the slave trade, the transatlantic, but the majority of our people were already here, were the Black Aboriginals as well. And once we've identified that, people want to cry and, scream, foul, this, that, or the other. And, this is all done because they can't finesse into our lineage no more. Then you got fat, butter biscuit eating Roland Martin want to talk about him along with some other women. We're talking about, underworld crime journals. FBA is not a lost group. Yeah, salute underworld crime journals. FBA ain't no lost group. Fat Joe ain't delivered right, but I can. Underworld crime journals. Fat Joe was rude, but right. Fat Joe wasn't right. Let me get his nut ass up on out of here. Fat Joe was absolutely wrong. Let me clean this guy up. Send him on about his business. Send him on about his business. Cleaned him up. Yeah. Fat Joe wasn't right about a damn thing. Fat Joe is a fat, Goya biscuit eating MFer. If you get my drift. Fat Joe wasn't right about anything. I had to clear him up, family. He got me tight, talking about Fat Joe was right. Fat Joe wasn't right about absolutely nothing. Fat Joe is a leech, a parasitic leech, along with all these other tethers that come over here and want to fix their face up at FBA. It's a new vibe in town now. And people going to have to respect it because they can't check it. We standing on lineage business, and we codifying with other foundational Black Americans and putting other foundational Black Americans first. But I digress. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, a lot of the reason why people are mad, like Roland Martin and them other two women want to say, that we called the Democrats to crash and burn. We did. We did call the Democrats to crash and burn. And they tried to make it as if, that we're on some voting for Trump. We ain't voting for Trump. The thing is, we had to send a statement, to the Democratic plantation that they don't own us, and they don't own our vote. We ain't loyal to any party. I held my vote personally because I'm on some no reparations, no vote type of time. You don't, produce for my lineage and my group of people, we ain't voting for you because we built this damn nation and we deserve to be compensated. It's not some handout, some some kind of something that they giving us. It's what's owed to us, and it's the right thing to do. We need those reparations ran, and a lot of reason why people want to cry and play foul now is because we've locked down the culture, we've locked down our lineage, we've acknowledged the land, and we've acknowledged all of our contributions that we made on this land. Everybody can't come amongst us and say that they played a hand or a role in anything. We keeping the score now, and other people can't find themselves in our struggles anymore. And that's why we being attacked so much on all sides as foundational Black Americans. They're trying to make it as a group, this, that, or the third. Tariq Nasheed, the leader. They know good and well Tariq Nasheed or no other person is the leader. Not brother Jason Black, none of these dudes. They know none of these dudes ain't our leader, but they trying to make it as, we're some kind of group, and they know good and damn well we a lineage, and, and they crying foul because they can't come amongst us and cosplay no more. The game is up. The jig is up. We checking people's paperwork. We want to know where you from. And the reason a lot of times we want to know where people's from is because it lets us know the mindset and the psyche of some of these people. Because for the longest, we was wondering why we wasn't getting too much done when we should have been getting more done with the fight, the will, and tenacity that we had. And come to find out, people were in the background doing a little slick stuff, selling us out and undermining our efforts. You know what I mean? And I forgot to ask something. I want to bring this brother up too. I'm going to pull up another video of this zesty brother, FBA brother, but he spoke truth to power. And sometimes you got to listen to the message, not the messenger. And this brother stood on business and stood 10 toes down. So I want to speak on it. Just a second, family. Hope everyone out there is enjoying their holidays too, family, spending it with loved ones. I don't personally celebrate the holidays, but if you're doing so, make sure you spending it with the people you love and, that significant other. And, if you're doing that, you in good standing, and be safe out there if you're celebrating it too, especially if you're going to be drinking, don't be driving, hurt yourself or something like that. But let me pull up this video. So happy holidays to the FBA family and everybody in the chat. Just a second. I'm gonna pull up this video of the brother. He stood on business about the whole hip hop thing and this, that, and the third. And like I said, the brother was a little bit zesty, but I like to listen to the message and not the messenger, because you know a good message can come from anybody. Just a second, family. This damn phone is so slow. I need to upgrade my phone. Here we go. This brother stood on business. Fair use, fair use.
Everybody wants to be a part of I hate that everybody wants to be a part of Black American culture. Not everybody trying to say they were a part of the rap movement. No, the fuck y'all was not.
That brother standing on business. We created, then everybody want to try to lay a claim to what FBA created. You know what I mean? And they all Johnny come later. They don't got absolutely nothing to do with our achievements over here on American soil. We ain't, giving no kickback to Africa. We ain't looking to no ancient African dynasty, none of that. Them days is gone. We standing on FBA business, and we standing on our contributions to over here in American soil.
Y'all was not. Y'all are weird and sick and obsessed with us, bro. Like, I feel like Black Americans need to separate from everybody.
I agree with him that we should separate from everybody, because a lot of these people are obsessed with us because they want the history, the struggle, and our fight to be their fight. They want to kick us out of the story and then to rewrite the story, our story, of our fight over here in America, of being from America, building America. They want all of our history to be their history and kick us out of the story. Damn that.
I'm sorry to say it like this. I have love for everybody, but as a Black American, we need to get the fuck from everybody. It's like every day, Black American this, Black American that. Y'all are dick writers, bro. It makes no sense. Let me tell y'all something, because if y'all could have did what we did, y'all would have already done it. The reason...
If they could do what we did, these people would stop fleeing their countries, and their countries will be better. You know how everybody flees to America. America is that great because, we made it that way as foundational Black Americans. These people weren't trying to let our ancestors have nothing. If they'd have had it their way, they would have kept us in slavery because they liked the slavery system. They had a good thing going on, these white supremacists in their mind. If we wouldn't have fought it, nothing would be knocked down for anybody to have anything over here in America. So they owe us a debt of gratitude. They should be kissing the ground we walk on.
Why nobody has done what we did is because can't nobody do it. It's starting to give jealousy, like, oh, they were slaves but still came out on top.
And our ancestors were slaves, and we did come out on top. So how did that make these people look? Coming over here fleeing, and we had it worse off than a lot of these other people. And these other people want to fix their nose up at us and speak down upon us when we're the reason in all actuality that these nut ass people are even over here. Just a second, family. My phone. This damn phone always be freezing. I got to get a new phone, family. Just a second.
Like, that's what it's giving. Like, it's like people cannot fathom that we had the most tragic slave trade and still came out on top. I think that really fucks with people's mental. Like, how could they be slaves and still do better than us? That's what it's giving.
We did have the most tragic.
I don't understand the obsession.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to come back to that end of that video, family, because it's acting up. But we did have the most tragic stuff done to us out of anybody on the globe as foundational Black Americans. You know what I mean? And we was able to come through that with our chest out and our head up high. And, these other groups of people just didn't do that. They let white supremacy destroy them. It destroyed their mindset, their psyches. They don't have no self-esteem about themselves, these other group of people. This is why they just align with white supremacy, and lack of Black mind that we as foundational Black Americans do, because we see the system of racism, white supremacy as a system that we got to knock down altogether. And these people are just so defeated. They ain't got no umph about themselves. They ain't got no no testicular fortitude. They ain't got no fight, no resilience, no will and tenacity, so they just align with white supremacy and see it, just going along to get along. They don't really see a problem with it as long as they able to, get a paycheck, have some lights to cut on in their house, you know what I mean? And have a table to sit down at. These people ain't trying to fight no damn white supremacy. Can you stop? Stop rapping. Probably not. Look with Let me clean this person up. Cleaning up the chat right now. I don't know these people. The hell with them. Clear them up out of my chat. Yeah, but family, we standing on business right now, and a lot of this stuff that used to fly, it ain't flying no more. And this is why these people is mad, and they starting to have a lot of hate and resentment toward foundational Black Americans. They always had the hate and resentment, but they know now they just can't come amongst us. We on code, and we standing up and fighting for our issues first and foremost, and we ain't really giving too much about nobody else. We wish them well, but we just worried about our affairs. But let me put that video back on because I wanted to play the last little bit of that video. This brother was speaking truth. My phone just messed up on me. I got to get a new phone. That's what I got to do. Just a second, family. I want to play the little end of that video where that brother was talking, some truth to power. See, they expect people, to go along to get along. And that's something that we as FBAs ain't doing. We never been on that type of time. And if we would have been on that type of time that a lot of these other groups of people were on, we would have never came out of slavery. Our ancestors would have never came out of slavery if we just went along to get along. Because like I said, they liked the slavery. It was a good thing to the white supremacists. Put the end part of my brother's video on where it started messing up.
Everybody wants to be a part of Black American culture. Now, what we did, y'all would have already done it. The reason why nobody has done what we did is because can't nobody do it. It's starting to give jealousy.
Can't nobody do what we did, family. Like our brother Kendrick Lamar said, they not like us. They ain't got the Majora spirit, the same fight, the will and tenacity and drive that we got as foundational Black Americans.
Done what we did is because can't nobody do it. It's starting to give jealousy, like, oh, they were slaves but still came out on top. Like that's
and we did come out on top, and this is why everybody mad.
What it's giving. Like it's like people cannot fathom that we had the most tragic slave trade and still came out on top. I think that really fucks with people's like mental, like how could they be slaves and still do better than us? That's what it's giving. Because
they don't got the same kind of spirit, will, and tenacity we do. I'll tell you why, my brother. But my brother speaking truth to power.
I don't understand the obsession. Everybody wants to be a part of everything that we do. Like, leave us alone. I hate that everybody wants.
Yeah, people need to leave us alone and stay out of FBA affairs because it's a new vibe, and we codifying around our lineage, and we putting some respect on our lineage. Because we always put respect on our lineage, but now we just prioritizing our lineage, and we know we ain't got to look back to no damn ancient African dynasty to find no greatness. We put value on our lineage now, and nobody can't come and cosplay as us. And this is why everybody mad, because they was used to us, accepting everybody and us looking out. And them days is over with. We putting respect on our lineage, and we standing on lineage business. And this is why everybody mad and disgruntled, and want to cry foul, because the power ain't you just, being all inclusive. The power is being exclusive, because exclusivity, I can't pronounce it right. Exclusivity, that puts power on things. You can't just give your culture away for free. You got to put some, prioritize your culture, keep it to yourself, because power comes and you keeping your culture to yourself, locking it down. Being exclusive about your culture, because if you let everybody in and your culture becomes the doormat, people think they could just wipe their feet all over your culture and not give nothing in return. And them days is over. We put some, we've always put respect on our culture, but we put more respect on our culture, and we being exclusive, not inclusive. And this is why everybody want to cry foul, but it's a new wave in town, and these tethers, better get with it, or get over it, because they might not respect it, but they for sure as hell can't check it. And the new name of the game in town is us getting on code about our lineage and us putting foundational Black Americans first, and people don't like it. I know they don't like it, because this is where all this hate and vitriol is coming from. You got Roland Martin saying that, they're going to put eyes on us, him and some other women, to try to discredit us, for, making the Democrats crash and burn. But it ain't about the Democrats, we trying to get what we got to get for our specific group of people. We didn't vote for Trump in large part. You had some sellout Negroes that voted for Trump, but the most of us, was getting on cold. We sat it out on the couch because we want to put a statement out there that we need those reparations and things to be allocated specifically for foundational Black Americans, not no minorities, not no people of color, one-legged people, animal rights, Latinos, this, that, and the other, so on and so forth. We need things to be done specifically for the group of people that were enslaved in America and that build America, point blank, period. And I hope, in closing, I hope all of the family has a good weekend. I'm getting ready to hop off of here, and have a, good rest of your holiday. Hopefully you're spending it with your family and your loved ones, significant other, and just enjoying the holiday vibes. I just wanted to tap in and, get some straightening done, in these internet streets, because it's a lot of people that think they got a pass to say and do whatever they please, especially when it comes to our culture. But it's a new vibe and a new wave in town that got to be respected because it sure as hell can't be checked. Just my thoughts on the matter. But all the FBA family, have a good holiday and stay safe. If you're going to be drinking, make sure you got a designated driver or Uber or Lyft in the pocket. Peace.